welcome to the Why Do Boys Make podcast, the companion podcast of the Why Do Boys Play Games Fantasy Football League. I'm newly silver minted Colin, and I'll be your host today. Helping me out is Golden Boy Michael Corby. Corby, how are you feeling tonight?
Hello, I'm feeling defeated and sad about my fantasy football team in this league. But I'm great. I'm great to be back. I'm great here.
Oh, well, we'll get into that. But that's not all. We got another Goldilocks on this pod. We got Westfield Zone. Sean Fitzgerald. Sean, how's your health? How's your health in both body and fantasy?
Well, thank you for asking, Colin. You know, I'm gold in fantasy. My body feels a little bronze today. Much like Adam, I trusted Travis Kelce, and I got the jab yesterday. This is like almost as bad as the COVID booster shot for me. I've been sleeping for the past 4 hours. Gonna sleep again when we're done recording here. So this is my little fever dream in the middle of the weird evening.
Well, that's great, or maybe not great to hear. Speaking of things we hear, let's hear what our loyal commenters had to say. Let's open up the mailbag for this episode. So some of these are from the first iteration of the pod we dropped. It was a two-parter of sorts. So we'll start with the first part, I think. Oh, this is the second part. Adam said, our favorite commenter, he said, "Which part of me is lost? I feel so close, and yet I am so far." And that's a quote from maybe Corby.
It's definitely something that I would say for sure.
Is it a song lyric or no?
Probably.
It's
probably
okay.
It's probably something like that.
Right.
It's very relevant to how I'm feeling.
He continued his conjecture here of of his take on Corby with quotes again. So maybe this is something I don't know. Corby tried to buy a win, but he's going to come up short. Wins come from the heart. Are you guys familiar with this quote?
No.
Okay.
What do you think? No.
What do you think about the sentiment, though?
You know, I've got to wonder, does Adam even pay attention? I think he misread the pun competition, and he was just going for fun quotes about Corby.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe.
Adam, I'm back to antagonize you this week. That's the only thing giving me energy all week.
Have you ever seen that YouTube clip of Reggie Miller saying "no pun intended"? But there's like he doesn't know what that means.
There's no pun.
There's no fun. Stupid. When you're rich and famous, people don't correct you. Adam also says Colin is such a mindless Adam hater. I told him, I said I picked you last week, and I don't know why you said this. I mean, I do know why, but I picked him. He said, and then Mike says, if you got no haters, you ain't popping. Adam responds to me. He says, my team's not perfect, and to Mike, he says, so true. So. Adam's got victim complex. He always has. We got our own flaws. You guys like Adam, so I think I'm trying to balance it out. You think that's a fair take? You guys are pretty high on Adam's team.
Like I said, I might be high on his team, but I'm ready to antagonize him. I think we've got beef.
I'm not going to be antagonizing him, because he almost beat me by 100 last week. So
yeah.
I've got nothing in the tank.
Fitzy, speaking of beef, why don't you take this next one?
Okay, I haven't looked at these yet. Adam says, I have no beef with Fitzy. Oh, man, there goes my energy. Adam, can you say something mean about me in the comments this week? Thank you.
Oh, no. Eric, with his second ever comment, says Frist. So...
Good job.
I say 10 out of 10. That's why you can see that it's been hearted by the Why Do Boys Play Games. Yeah.
This is the hot comment of the week, sponsored by Eric.
This is why I was so disappointed by my error in editing, because then this comment doesn't exist anymore. It's unlisted. So,
it will always be in our hearts.
Yeah, and you can always revisit it on this episode. So thank you for Frist. And then Mike says, Miss Explosion Man Supremacy. Shouldn't it be Miss Explosion Woman? So whatever studio made this, did you guys ever play that game?
I played the original Explosion Man.
Yeah,
I thought it was okay. I never beat it.
All right.
Not my favorite. Not my type of platformer. I don't think.
It's funny. I think I played it at Mike's house.
Perfect. Makes sense.
But what's that? Coming from the top rope, 4 new comments made just this morning. Just when we thought that there would be no puns. Chris Colby says, question for Chris Cloud. Have you ever tried a hot dog bowl?
Wait, why did he ask a question for Chris Cloud when he's already on the, he's not, it's not live. It's like you can ask a question for Chris Cloud. It's not like Chris comments, but okay. It's a good pun.
He follows it up with Corby squeals for Jaleel, but he's not McLaughlin now that Williams outscore him by 1 point. Love that.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a good one, but the next one is even better. Chris says, after a trade for a shiny new QB and a decent RB, Corby has high hopes for making the playoffs. But it doesn't matter, son, because this team is still awfully bad.
It's actually really good.
That's
That's
pretty
great.
fucking good, dude. I like it. The only person to put puns in, so shouts out.
The win by default right there.
Yeah, pretty much.
To Chris
And
Clapp.
then not just asking questions, but also being the antagonist himself to Chris Cloud. Nice pick, you idiot. I am the superior. No, sorry, am the superior, Chris C.
I'm M.
I am.
I am.
We should probably
become
check on Chris.
C.
Maybe he's sick too. Good lord.
Well, those are some great comments. Looks to me like Chris Colby might be the next guest on the pod. Would you guys agree?
It seems to be that way, and I wouldn't have it another way.
Well, with the comments all in the bag, our mailbag's empty. I guess I should have shook it out a little more because you guys dug those ones out from the bottom of it. Good job. Thanks, guys, for the support. Let's check out the Week 6 review. The Week 6 review because it already happened. And we'll start that off with Tyler versus Taylor. It's a battle of the people with the same name with just an A in there, and then an O instead of an E. So it is in fact a little bit of a different name. Tyler had sub 100 week. I think we kind of like this team, but it just didn't work out this week. The Justin Jefferson drop off is real. Gabe Davis, he's been hot for a couple weeks, but this is the Gabe Davis experience. Fitzy, I think you owned him for a minute last year in this league. I know you ended with him on your roster. So do you remember that at all or not really?
Last year was also a fever dream. I don't recall.
So good for Taylor though. Good for Taylor. What do you guys think?
Yeah, sick week. Yeah, sick week for Taylor. My only note here is that the swag strat of starting both Detroit wide receivers is fucking sick, and I love that Adam Thielen continues to defy all logic. 31 years old.
He's incredible.
He's like wide receiver number 5
Yeah.
on the year or something.
Yeah.
He's fucking amazing. He's awesome.
He's 4 of his 6 weeks above 20 points. He's incredible.
So
I was
good.
gonna say, is that his age or his average fantasy score, Corby? Because he's been awesome. He really has.
Yeah, he's so fucking
Meanwhile, somebody who's not scoring 30 points a week anymore, unfortunately for Tyler, is the Dallas defense. You look at the fact that Tyler is 3-3. I think 2 of those wins came in the back of like 30-point defensive outputs. I can't throw stones here, but I did say Tyler's team is just kind of structured the same way as mine, and then he lost his Christian McCaffrey as in Justin Jefferson. And now maybe I have myself. So again, not going to say too much. It's a tough spot for Tyler. I think pretty much until JJ comes back.
if he
Good
comes
for Taylor.
back.
Yeah, and that hurts double for Tyler because he also has Kirk. So that's a tough. That's what happens with your stacks. You pull out the bottom and the whole thing topples over.
Speaking of bottoms, let's get to
Oh my
this next one here. We've got a cousin battle, a battle of the bottoms. We got Chris Colby versus Mike, where Chris Colby comes out on top. I picked Chris, Colin picked Chris, Fitzy picked Chris, the coin picked Chris, and Chris picked Mike, the other Chris Colby. Yeah, so let's see. We ended at 133.02 to 112.66. I think Mike's team performs as well as we would expect. He's still starting Joshua Kelly, even though Austin Eckler is back. Tyler Conklin comes through with a nice 5.4 points. I don't have much to say on this. Chris, it's great that you survived a week of Justin Fields getting hurt, but now you're starting that other guy, and you've traded for Anthony Richardson, and that stinks.
My note here is I'm just actually pretty sad that somebody did not continue to put up nearly 200 points on Chris Colby. He's gone from being 100 points ahead of the next points against leader to now only 50 ahead of Brandy. And it's not like, we'll get to it, but it's not like Brandy faced a 200-pointer this week either. So, Mike, I'm disappointed that you could not put the smackdown on your cousin. But Chris, I think your team's pretty feisty.
I'm surprised you guys didn't know Mike starting Kadarius Toney 9.4. Beating house projection. Getting a sweet touchdown. What a great player. Also, I know he had Ritter in first, and he must have switched him out for Zach Wilson, which clearly was a mistake, about an 8-point dip there. So what's incredible about that? He was set to not gain any regret points this week, as Fitzy would say. And he did. He gained regret points.
Colin, I am so sorry that I didn't bring this one up because this was something I was looking at on Sunday and actually laughing to myself as it was playing out. We all picked like, oh, Zach Wilson is definitely going to do better than Ritter, and that would have been true if Mike hadn't switched them. Mike is just cursed this year. Let me pull up the regret point update here. I want to keep you guys in the know.
Awesome.
And through the power of editing, I can tell you that Mike has extended his regret points lead from 26.48 all the way out to 33.6.
Damn.
Through just 5 weeks, or sorry, I think that's just 4 weeks of having to make the decision. So he's on average, he's almost losing 10 points just by not knowing which one of these guys to start. I think we need to bring back the does Mike have the guts just to make him switch it every week. It's going to be a little Monty Hall problem for Mike to have to figure out here.
Corby, do you want to take this next one? Just because I feel like you were probably the most.
Yeah, I'll take this next one here. We had maybe the closest match. Was this the closest matchup of the year so far? I mean, I was on the edge of my seat all night. I could not sleep, obviously, because I get matchup anxiety really badly. So we had Brandy versus Chris P, where Brandy squeaks by Austin Eckler versus Josh Palmer on Monday night. I picked Chris. Colin picked Brandy. Fitzy picked Chris. The coin picked Brandy, and Chris picked Chris. Yeah, I mean, I've kind of buried the lead here. I watched most of the game. I fell asleep right at the end, so I didn't get to see how it totally panned out. But Josh Palmer versus Austin Eckler, like I said, on the edge of my seat or my bed, I should say. Brandy survives and gets a much-needed victory here.
Was Brandy watching too? Was Brandy like really pessimistic to start the game? Like, oh no way. Or...
Brandy was watching, yes. But
Brandy is watching.
Brandy fell asleep before me. It was. It's funny because Josh Palmer had 10 points, but he would have had a lot more had there not been so many flags. You know, it was Flag Day on Monday night, and the Chargers suck, and I feel bad for my friend Tim. Shouts out to my friend Tim.
Yeah, I don't know if Tim's going to hear that, but I fell asleep pretty much right at halftime, which I think is honestly, in most cases, the right thing to do for these nighttime games. I can't be bothered to stay up way too late anymore. But if you've got a nail biter like this, either going on with your team or somebody that you're sharing a bed with, it's absolutely worth staying up. The fact that when I went to bed, I looked at this and I think I almost wrote down, oh, too bad, and Brandy loses, because Austin Eckler had like a good first quarter. Palmer had nothing, but the Monday night miracle is really bolstered by the fact that, Chris, you can't even feel too bad because you look at your bench. You could not have won this without dropping someone and picking someone else up. It's not like you've got the regret points that Mike does. Only other note here, I haven't tallied them up this year yet, but this is noteworthy that it is another defensive win and two relatively decently scoring defenses. I like to see when you roll the dice on a defense and it really works out for you.
Yeah, this was good. It was good. Brandy finally got Saquon back. What I like about this matchup is there's like not like one player who won it. Like Chris had the three highest scoring people in this matchup. And he still lost. You know, it wasn't banana scoring. Just this was about who had the guts. And it was Brandy. Brandy got the guts, so good for Brandy. And I picked Brandy, so I believed in them. And speaking of believing in them, we got a real upset. Sean taking on Eric. The points leader, I think, maybe before this game. Fitzy puts up 164 to take him out. What a great game. Prescott finally put his big boy pants on. He didn't need McCaffrey scoring 50 because he had Kareem Hunt scoring 16. Good job, Fitzy. How'd this one go? Drake London 21.5.
So I should be changing my team name to team ceiling because this was it. This was it. I don't know that Kareem Hunt and Drake London, to your point, are going to be combining for nearly 40 ever again. Travis Etienne is continuing to be a beast. And yeah, like you said, Dak, you could say it's the first time he put his big boy pants on. This is like, other than the Arizona game where, like, I don't understand why he didn't perform, the first, like, good defense for fantasy that he's played against. And he got his only rushing touchdown of the year. So what I'm trying to say is, if you'd like to make me a trade offer for Dak Prescott, I am extremely open to it.
Yeah, Eric hits the abort button here and only scores 140. That sucks. But I mean, better days are ahead for one of the best teams in the league. If you're 4-2, you're doing just fine. Fitzy, on the other hand, you're coming. Here he comes. Beep beep. All aboard the ETN Express. Beep, beep. That guy's awesome. I love that guy.
Yeah, I'm disappointed by Lance Thomas.
Logan Thomas. Lance
Lance Thomas. Oh, Lance Thomas is a basketball player. I do that too, huh? I did that last year. Yeah, I'm disappointed by Logan Thomas. I'm disappointed by Logan Thomas. Because obviously it's a big Sam Howell stan, and I was like, it's been kind of his number one target this year. In the but that's okay. We'll get into that.
I mean, Logan Thomas didn't do very much, but it's not like Cole Kmet did a whole lot more. Are you guys excited to see Badgent playing this week?
Does anyone know anything about? Is he a rookie? I don't know anything about this guy.
He's a rookie.
Undrafted? Is he undrafted or like 6th round or something?
That's true. I know he's undrafted. I don't know if he's a rookie for sure.
I'm looking forward to the Badgent pageant. It should be very, very, very exciting.
Well, speaking of exciting, we've got a real barn burner here as Corby takes on Adam. Adam gets the win.
All right.
He burned down Corby's barn. As Adam has no players in single digits. Just a solid game across the board. This is the game I like to see. Not the kind of game you see from Adam. An infamous stars and studs kind of guy. Studs and duds kind of guy. They're all double digits, but nobody above, what's his highest here? 21? Almost 22. So great showing from Adam. Corby, that's a tough one here. A lot of single digits. It looks like Fitzy alluded to DeMarcado last episode. Like, oh, is this going to be like a guy who's going to get the job done? Is he going to be a Tim Hightower who's going to step in and win people fantasy with leagues, or is he going to be one of those guys who we're like we look back at and we're like, who was this? It's looking like the latter right now. But at least you can say you started him for a week. So,
listen, I shot my shot, and I was so fucking wrong. And this is definitely gonna be the worst waiver wire pickup of the season so far. It's great to reminisce on, be like, oh, I got him for $22, right above Adam. Great. Maybe I should have let Adam have him for $21 and played him. He could have played him against me. My team sucks. Look at my team. I just changed my name for a reason. Jared Jeudy is so bad. That guy is pathetic. James Cook has had a few bad weeks. They're starting Latavius Murray. He's got more snaps than him for no fucking reason. Oldest starting running back in the league, Latavius Murray, everybody. T. Higgins fucking sucks. That guy is dog shit. I hate him. We got Turd Ferguson laying a big dump right in the middle of the fucking field. Dante Foreman, I love. I'm not gonna shit talk that guy. He'll be better if Roquan doesn't play. Roshan, sorry. Roquan, Jesus. Everything I touch dies or just sucks. So I'm looking forward to whoever I picked up this week to take a fat shit. Michael Mayer. We'll be talking about him next week, sucking a big fat cock. Looking forward to it. What do you guys think?
Yeah, Corp. So you were talking about everything you touch turns to shit. We haven't talked about this, but this guy had been on your team prior to this last week. I've been saving bringing him up. Can you talk me through the emotional pain that it took when you dropped Keaton Mitchell?
Oh yeah, so he was on my IR spot, and then I dropped him. So what happened was, I think when I had him, so I dropped him before the fucking Rams game. And then I picked up Ronnie Rivers for like the 4th time. And then I saw that Kyron Williams was hurt. I was like, finally, I one of my waiver pickups finally worked. And then it turns out that Ronnie Rivers is now on IR. Like I said, I mean, all I can say is that everything I touch turns to shit. and I left 32 points on the bench, I guess, which is almost like a third of my total score.
I mean, you say that your top bench scorer was 8.88 from your quarterback, so it's not like there was a whole lot of regret on this bench.
No, no regrets.
But you know what?
My
You've got to be feeling pretty good about JSN. That's his highest score on the year, 8.8. So you're trending upwards, Corby.
After the bye, he's in. They're gonna scheme towards him. That's all bullshit.
Yeah, trust Fitzy to find the silver lining. He became very good at that last year, and now he's continuing that. So good for you, Fitzy. Let's look at this next one here. You know, I played Chris Cloud. He was on the podcast. I'm sorry, I don't think I've really been going over who picked who. If we didn't go over the last one, Adam was Corby and Fitzy's lock of the week, and everyone else picked Corby, including me. So that's okay.
Stupid. That was really stupid.
Well, you know, in hindsight, you know. Anyway, Colin versus Chris Cloud. Speaking of stupid, I picked him. Chris beat me. He beat me pretty handily, you know. Good for him by about 30 points here, yeah. And everyone picked me except Fitzy. So good on you, Fitzy. You were right. You know, looking at it now, I'm a little, you know, I guess not confused, but I mean, I guess this was before the trade when I actually had a running back. Started Eli Mitchell, like Corby said. You know, Christian McCaffrey got hurt, and I was like, "Here we go, it's paying off." No, Jordan Mason was the guy.
Jordan Mason season.
So well, you know, like because I thought it was Eli Mitchell. He's finally back. He's been the backup. No, because I was going to pick up Mason if Mitchell didn't play, but that's life, huh? This is a good floor game for me, though. You know, Baker played bad, and Debo got hurt, and I had to start Eli Mitchell. So it sucked, but like you know, I'm not. It almost feels good that this kind of feels like my floor game because my receivers are still out there doing work. Hopefully, David Montgomery comes back because who am I starting this week? We'll get into that, but it's not good with my running back. Someone send me some trades, but good for Chris. Raheem Mostert is still, you know, Raheem must start is probably RB1 right now, right? Just a solid team across the board. Not much weaknesses. Tyrod Taylor got the job done, so good for Chris. You guys want to give Chris some daps?
First, I want to give you one, Colin, because I don't know how this stat is possible, but Wan'Dale Robinson on your bench has become just the most Colin receiver.
Oh, I love him.
Because Colin, you are, and you have for a while now, been addicted to these PPR, just like cheese guys. Wan'Dale Robinson this year has only had 105 yards, period. But he's done that by getting 4.2 yards per catch. That's like okay-ish for a running back. I mean, come on. How does this guy have 25 catches and not have like 125 yards? So I love the emergence of Wan'Dale as like the Colin special. And on the other side, it's really great that the mouth punch does hurt. It most hurt because Devontae Adams sure didn't hurt you. Chris wins by exactly one Raheem Mostert stat line. So again, don't want to rub it in. This is maybe not the silver lining, the sad lining, but Corby's. When is Devon Achane coming back? When can we expect to see Raheem not putting up 30 every week?
I don't see it not happening anytime soon, dude. Raheem the Dream is making it happen. I don't even care if Devon Achane is on the field. I think Raheem is still going to do it. I mean, Colin, for you, your silver lining is that your studs are still playing well. You got Koopy Cup and Steffi Diggy, and but too bad for D Boo Boo Samuel. That guy's always hurt. He sucks.
Yeah.
Probably most overrated wide receiver in the whole NFL.
I just don't understand what that sentence means.
He sucks. He's bad.
D Boo Boo? That's a really good pun for him. He's always
D Boo Boo's
hurt.
Awesome. Yes, he's always hurt. If you want to, you know, availability is a stat. If that's how you rate him, then that's fine to say. Yeah, he's hurt a lot, but he's very talented. He's definitely a great receiver.
Christian Kirk is great too. I like Christian Kirk.
Yeah.
You got 3 hot receivers that I want.
Whoa, bro. You are Wan'Dale's #1 fan.
That's true too. I mean, I would probably start him. I have to because my.
Yeah.
Enough about me. Me.
It's not probably. I certainly would. But I mean, the thing here for Colin, do you feel a little bit angered by the fact that Corby said, "You've got all these studs performing, and you're staring at David Montgomery getting only 4 points. Is he a stud in your eyes?"
Of course he's a stud. He's an RB1. He just got hurt. He's amazing. Dude, David Montgomery's been crazy this year. Maybe I should have sold him high, but Gibbs will be coming back.
You did no. He's awesome. You can't sell that guy. You look at your other running backs. What the?
Well, I saw him maybe for package him with Debo.
Yeah, and maybe you could get Kadarius for that.
Oh yeah, true. That's a good deal
right.
for you. You get a real elite player.
A couple trolls over here, but silver lining. I think the real one is that Keontae Ingram looks like the starter in Arizona. Just a dude I picked up. So.
Congratulations,
yeah.
Keontae
well.
Ingram. Yeah, he's really good.
He played fine. On this team, I need to start somebody. So
we all really want a piece of that high-powered Arizona offense. I'm sorry.
Let's move on. Let's move on. I think everyone got their take on this. So let's go to the standings where Corby goes 3-3. It's 19-17, 4-1 locks of the week. I also went 3-3, 23-13 on the year, 4-1 locks of the week. Got my first loss, picked myself. Dumb move. Fitzy goes 5-1. He's coming back, 20-16 on the year, 2-3 locks of the week, and the coin went 2-4, 20-16. Corby, last year you dominated us in this game, the pick'ems, and it's obviously real tight and it's still early, but last place. So
yeah, not good.
Not good.
I have a pick'em pool that I'm a part of too. That's run by a 93-year-old nun, and that's going terribly. All my pick'ems are terrible in that, and they're terrible here. But we're onwards and upwards. We're moving on to transactions. Let's talk about this first transaction. It was a trade that I expected to get rejected. It was Jalen Warren for Tajay Spears. On my side, I really wanted Tajay because I think he's way better than Jalen Warren. They're basically the same guy, though. I just wanted some continuity across leagues because I got Tajay in another one, and I like him. I saw him in real life. He's got a big cock. What do you think? What do you think? What do you think, Colin? You like this trade, huh? You loved it.
Yeah. I had to think about it. I love Tajay too. Obviously, I started him a couple weeks ago. He was awesome. He's also just really good, and I have him in a few leagues. So that's always like a bias you have. I feel like if you own a player in a lot of leagues, it's tough to get rid of. Part with him. But Jalen Warren, like you said, to me they're like the same kind of guy in the same type of situation. I just think like the Steelers will have a better offense. Hopefully with Deontay back, and I don't know what the Titans are going to do. Like, are they starting Malik? I don't know. I feel like it's a questionable offense. And he also has Derrick Henry in front of him versus Jalen Warren, who has Najee Harris. I just feel like he has an easier path to like good opportunity. But they're both awesome, both great players. I love Tajay. I was really happy because I feel like last week he was having a really bad game, and then he just like ripped off like a 50-yard catch in garbage time from Malik.
Yeah,
so.
I was watching that on Sunday morning, and I was like standing up. I was like, get the fuck in there, and he didn't. But it was still sick. It was still a really sick play.
Yeah, I was at work, and I was like, yeah, at least not doing anything. All right. I mean, it was against Baltimore, good defense, whatever. So we'll see how it pans out. Hopefully, we can both win somehow.
Yeah, I really hope, Colin, that you keep because you traded for and then away Tajay so quickly. I'd love to see you. The whole like this man traded a paperclip and he kept trading until he got a house. You're gonna trade Jalen Warren for someone. You're gonna end up with like I don't know Christian McCaffrey. I'll trade him.
I was gonna say Travis Etienne, but I'll take Christian McCaffrey. All right. Speaking of guys that I used to have, I dropped Tutu Atwell. Apparently, he was a hot commodity. I should have traded him. A lot of bids here, including one from Corby. But he went for $5 to Chris, who was just on the pod. So good for you. Tutu Atwell's a great player. Just I think he had one target and one catch last week. Just tough to get an opportunity with Puka and Cup there, but maybe someone gets hurt. Corby, I know you.
I was sad. I was definitely gonna start him. Like I was probably gonna start him over Amari DeMarcado. And I would have had over 100 points, and that was literally all I could have asked for. But instead, Chris gets a really great bench player. I think Tutu is fucking dope.
Yeah, I love the idea of Tutu. It's just tough. Tough to earn the targets. But
I love the idea of Tutu.
He's like this speedy guy. I think they've been stealing a lot of Dolphins plays, and he's been in the Tyreek Hill role, doing that thing where they run before they snap the ball. Fitzy loves those plays in Madden. Speaking of Fitzy, Adam kind of chided at you in the group chat for the league for putting $5 on a defense. Why don't you get on your podium and get some? Adam says he has no beef, but I mean, judging from the comments he's left and things he said in that chat, I disagree. Fitzy, why don't you get on your podium and tell us about this?
You know, I haven't checked the league chat today, so I'm not aware of what hateful words Adam might have sent. But I will actually say I made this pickup specifically for Adam, so I'm glad he's reacting. I want to see you in the comments talking about this one too, Adam. I originally put $2 down, but then I thought, you know what, for the content, just for the content, let's talk about 5. Let's talk about 5. Listen. If the extra $3 is the difference between my shitty team making or not making the playoffs, then shame on me. But spoiler alert, it won't be. I like Cleveland. They got a great schedule for the rest of the year. I'm just gonna start them and not think about it. I get to use, you get to playoff time. Some people will have 2 defenses. They'll be streaming them, like that. I get to be putting, I don't know, shitty backup running backs on my bench instead. So I think the joke's on you all. You'll see what happens when my team ends up 5-8.
All right. I liked the confidence up until the end there. If you got the I feel like for the past few weeks the waiver wire's been pretty shit. So when I put $5 on a defense, why not? And you're kind of dominating the waiver wire this week. Speaking of shitty waiver wire weeks. But this is a fine ad, sure. Why not? Zach Evans for $6. It looks like Kyron's going to be out a few weeks. Nobody knows who's really going to start. Why not Zach Evans? $6 to Fitzy. Adam put up $1. You beat him out. I think it's clear that Adam was really just mad at you for beating him on all these waiver wire claims, and that's why he said that about the defense. So Fitzy, you're going to be starting this guy, maybe, or
not even a maybe. Zach Evans is going to be a starter. Yes. I also don't I think Sean McVay came out and said he is going to get the first looks, So if he does well, I'm shocked that I got him for 6. I thought he was definitely going to be a double-digit pickup.
I just saw that they were thinking of pulling the Royce Freeman, and fucking Darrell Henderson. Is that his name or whatever?
Yeah,
there's too many dicks in the backfield. You know what I'm saying?
No, listen. If they pull Royce Freeman up, that just means they have a body in case he gets hurt.
That's true.
If he was my backup, I would be starting. So I'm not worried about Royce Freeman. I think $6. This is going to be my best pickup of the week. Maybe second to Cleveland.
Speaking of best pickups, Chris Colby here has Justin Fields.
No.
So he needed to pick up an insurance policy in Tyson. How do you say it? Bagend. Tyson
right. Baguette.
Bag End. He's from Bag End, the Hobbit, like Corby's favorite movies, Lord of the Rings. And Corby loves the Lord of the Rings so much that he bid $13 on this guy, this little Hobbit. So, Corby, you're disappointed that if you knew ahead of time that Chris was going to put up 30, would you have put up 31?
No, probably not. No, I 31 is a lot. I don't have that much of a budget left. I thought 13 was appropriate for my situation because I just didn't know. I still don't know what's up with Jimmy G. If you look at my roster, I have 3 Raiders quarterbacks on my roster right now. So I'm happy that Chris got him. Congratulations. I'm happy I didn't get him.
And I'm also happy, just because you overspent by $17 compared to the next person does not make this an overpay. If this is a guy that you need, you don't know when Justin Fields is going to come back. He's worth at least $30 to your team. Totally. I did the same thing in another league. I think I paid $25 for him. Next pickup here is we got a couple tight ends coming up, and Corby, you're up first. $4 for Michael Mayer with a second bid of $1. So somebody else bid, you outbid. Congrats. How do you feel?
I'm so happy. Just thrilled to be starting Raiders tight end Michael Myers in spooky season.
Oh! I like that. I was thinking more John Mayer, but I like that a lot.
Okay, John
obviously,
Mayer's
he was the second tight end that I had on the list for some reason. I'm sure he's going to be more targeted, have more yards, but I'm a big wherever you were ranked at the start of the season during draft time is where my brain still thinks you are. So Pat Fryermuth, welcome to the team, man. $5 with Adam putting 0 up. Did
Mike.
Adam clown me for this one in the chat too, or is this okay?
Well, that was Mike who put up 0. He put
Oh, sorry, Mike.
Okay. So I don't know. I think the only thing Adam said was about the defense, but I mean, I like this pickup, Fitzy. I like Pat Fryermuth. I still believe in him. He was good last year. This year's having a weird year, but you're heavily invested in them now, right? You have Deontay on your team, so I like it.
Yeah, I was like debating between these two guys, and I didn't know who to go for. Either A, I go for the rookie who's probably going to be really bad this week, or like, which is what I usually do, or B, the guy who has soup brain, who's got like 4 concussions in like 12 months. So I'm definitely
Who's that,
going.
Fryermuth?
Yeah, dude, you
I
know how
didn't
many
know that.
concussion he
Is
has?
that what he was out for?
Dude, yeah, again,
I
I'm
didn't
pretty
know
sure he was
that.
out for another concussion. This guy, he's gonna be fucking. I'm not gonna say anything.
Well, listen,
Pat, please don't kill yourself or anything.
Oh my god.
Well, I dropped Lance Thomas to pick this guy up. So let's talk about another guy who's got, a little bit of a smoothie brain.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Yeah, continuing the trend of Washington tight ends. Rest in peace, Jordan Reed, who just
Oh my God.
or was he just injured? Was it not really concussions? I
It
think
was
a
also
concussion guy.
thing.
By the end, people were begging him to retire. Yes, it was concussions.
Okay,
Paper skin and glass bones and like
he was
cotton
awesome though.
candy
And
brain.
Fitzy, he was kind of a Fitzy guy too. I feel like you like Jordan Reed.
Absolutely.
Speaking of Fitzy guys, Jordan Mason next pickup, filling in for Christian McCaffrey, who may or may not be playing. If I had to put some money on it, I'd say he probably is. But I'm an optimist. So Brandy gets him for 18. The next highest was 12. So good bid by Brandy, who can probably I think Brady's 2 and 4. You need all the help you can get when you're fighting for that six spot. Fighting to get in the playoffs. So a good pickup. I was in there for 7, and Fitzy for 6, despite being the Christian McCaffrey owner. I guess you're pretty good at running back. And I'm in a couple other leagues with you. And I think you bet about this much. You bet about 20, right? So why don't you tell me? You just feel you don't need him, or
I'll tell you this much. I can't believe personally that Jordan Mason went for 3 times as much as Zach Evans. I figure if you just need to start a running back for a little while. The other thing is, I actually do kind of think that Eli Mitchell was just coming back from an injury, and he's going to put up probably more than negative 0.5 points this week. Before we talk about anything else, Colin, I actually had a question for you. After bidding $7 on Jordan Mason, you go on to drop Elijah Mitchell. Is this just because the news is looking positive for Christian McCaffrey? Talk to me a little bit about dropping Eli.
I mean, I just picked him up because I thought that, like I said, I thought Christian McCaffrey might get hurt, and he did. And even if he didn't get hurt, Jordan Mason got run. But then, I mean, the maybe like you said that they were just working him in. But what I saw was Mason do really good, so I think they're just not going to use Eli Mitchell. Like, why would they use him? So it was a bit of a rage drop in that, he put up fucking negative points in my starting spot, and also just I just didn't. Yeah, I don't believe in him. I think McCaffrey will play. I think if he doesn't play, I think Mason's going to be the guy. Who am I going to start him over? That's the end of the day. Is when am I going to start this guy? I'm just not going to start him unless Mason gets hurt, and I don't know.
Nah, sorry.
I have it here. I picked up Darrell Henderson. So
There you go.
he's on the Rams practice squad. He can't hurt me. I will not start him, so he will not hurt me. So
He's gonna go out and ball out, and he's gonna hurt you.
We'll see.
He's gonna be regret points.
he's a McVay guy. He's a McVay guy, so we'll see. Maybe he'll get promoted to the fucking roster. He's not even on the roster. But I just don't want. I guess it was a rage thing. But thanks for asking. But let's on that sour note, let's move on. Unless you guys had anything else you want to talk about, Corby, do you want to talk about your sweet Oakland Raider pickups or anything?
Absolutely not.
You got Craig Reynolds.
I got Craig Reynolds. He's currently in the flex.
All right, let's talk about name changes. This is a favorite segment, and we'll start with our He was here last week. Chris Cloud, the Jizzmeister. He's now Pacheco Coconut Cream Pie! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Exclamation point! Drooling emoji, coconut emoji, and then what would you call that last one? Like a surprise bubble or something, or
Spiky word bubble emoji.
spiky word bubble. So, guys, what do you guys think?
Yeah, it's hot. I
Continuing
like it,
continuing the semen trend.
I like the inclusion of is are coconuts fruit? I love the fruit addition here. Adding food to come is nice. I always love those pairs together. I'm definitely gonna give this one a 9. I really like the Jizzmeister. I like saying the Jizzmeister, so I won't forget the Jizzmeister. But Pacheco Coconut Nut Cream Pie really just rolls off the tongue. So I'm giving it a 9.
I think I'm gonna go, and I think it's only because Corby, like you said, he's moving on from the Jizzmeister that I've got to go 8.5 on this. Now, Chris, this can continue to improve if you keep changing your team name to different semen-based things week over week. And just so that you hear it, because I know this is what you're doing it for, let me look into the camera. Pacheco Coconut Cream Pie. There you go. You got it. So snip that, save it for later. Corby, the next team name change, I want to talk about these at the same time real quick, because you changed from Devon Intervention, love the capitalization there, to Judy and the Jag-offs. Again, all lowercase except for the capital JAG. My note here is that these two team names are capitalizing what is supposed to be emphasized. I really like a little bit of, like you're reading the dictionary and you see this is how you pronounce this thing. You're doing the same thing with your team name. I'm a big fan of this.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Yeah, I did it out of complete spite for Jerry Judy. He was definitely number one because I'm sure you guys saw the Steve Smith thing. That was flames spoken by Steve. Oh, Steve, if you didn't see it, go on the internet and watch Steve Smith Sr. absolutely flame Jerry Judy before the game on Thursday night. It was fucking sick. He called him just another guy. JAG. He's just another guy. So fuck that guy and fuck all the other guys on my team that all suck. If I'm going down, I'm bringing you with me. I'm not going to rate my own team name because.
No, listen, now that I know that background, this is rising up the ranks. I'm going to give that one a 9, Corby. My note on Jerry Judy that I forgot to say was that my quarterback nearly had more receiving yards than Jerry Judy. When I don't know if you saw Justin Herbert threw a pass, he got deflected. He ran for something like 12 yards. So real close. I'd like to make a bet. Is Jerry Judy going to have more receiving yards than Justin Herbert this week?
I'll take the field. All right, next name change here. We've got Kyle Ritterhouse getting put in the slammer, and Mike turning into Jack Torrance from the film The Shining, directed by Stanley Kubrick. I like the change. Jack's a spooky guy. It's spooky season, so and he's not an actual murderer. So, I'll give this one an 8, Mike. Great improvement here.
Yeah, big fan of Mike. We haven't used this phrase yet this year, but is this Mike's heel turn? Is he finally I didn't realize it last week. I think that's what this is Mike being the villain of the league, trying to usurp Adam. So love the energy. Keep it going. I'm going to give this one, for that reason, staying on theme, another 9. Colin, I know you love to say your own team. Do you want to start, or do you want me to read it for you?
No, I'll take the reins here. I love taking reins. I love being the guy everyone's looking at. Oh, where's the camera? Okay, hey, there it is. I went from Kirk's being at Wellflower to Monty Python's Flying Circus. This is a mid one to me. I really struggled a lot. I got rid of Tutu, but I have David Montgomery. I have Christian Kirk. I wish I had someone who could go for either of the other middle words, but I don't think I really did. But this is my pun. I don't really like it that much because I feel like I don't think it's a try hard one, but I just don't really like when people reference Monty Python because I feel like they're trying to show off how not that it's a sophisticated show, but it's
It's
bad British humor.
Almost pretentious, It's just it's I don't know.
Do you think it's the original Rick and Morty in that sense?
Yes, that's a great comparison, Fitzy. Perfect. It's almost like something like they want to show off their taste.
That's
Not that,
really
and
good.
now Rick and Morty's like a meme, like about how like annoying the fandom is or whatever. But
Yeah.
I feel like the original would have been Monty Python. That's a
really
great.
good.
That's a great. Yeah, it's a great call, Fitzy. Yes,
Before,
exactly.
before I rate Colin, can I ask you a question that's kind of unrelated? So I'm seeing the word Python in here, and I'm triggered by
Oh
my
no!
profession. Do you know the Python programming language?
Of course, I took a semester of Python. Yeah, I
Okay.
love Python.
All right, and for that reason, I'm giving it like a 2. I think Python is maybe one of the worst
So,
programming
like,
languages
what is
for
wrong
sure.
with Python? Like, what is wrong?
Why is a programming language indent sensitive? That's so stupid. That's so stupid. That is so dumb.
I mean, most of like what do you call them? IDs. They could like automatically indent for you. Well, that just seems so petty to me. Like I don't.
Well, fine. Then call me petty and fickle or
The
whatever.
one thing I don't like about it's not just indent. It's any white space.
That's
is
what I'm.
like,
That's literally what I'm saying. Like, it's
Well,
whatever.
it's not just indent. Like you can't even do two. Like how some people. Well, I guess you can do that actually. But okay, this isn't really fit for this program. But
No, I'm ready to keep going on this. Do you guys ever try Java?
Java sucks. Yeah.
Object-oriented is the hello world in that language is like 18 lines long. It's awful. At least in Python, it's just print hello world, man. Come on.
Right. All I have to compare is, I took a semester of Python, a semester of C++. So obviously I'm going to be like, oh, I like Python. Yeah, I took C. I don't know if you know that, Fitz, because I know we took C++ together in high school.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask, was it a semester or was it like a high school semester?
No, I took a college course of C++, and like, I think it's like, I mean, obviously it was only a semester in a community college, so it wasn't like the hardcore stuff. But I don't think it was that bad, but it was, kind of a little complicated. Python's nice. Keep it simple, it's we made some cool little games in it. It was a great class. C++ was not as fun. Very accessible Python is, and that's what it was created for. So maybe it's not the best for like actual engineering and design and stuff, but like for learning programming, I loved it. I still write little stupid stuff.
Now we're gonna transition from our highfalutin ways of programming into our next team name change, and that's Brandy going from Olave Garden to the Purdy South. I'm gonna give this one. I'm a big fan of Olave Garden. I'm gonna give it an 8 for now with an asterisk because I have not zoomed in on the picture yet. Corby, I want you to bring me through it because I know you've always got the inside scoop.
Yeah, picture's awesome. I got the picture in a text message today with no context. That was great. and then I got the name afterwards. And so I will put the picture on the screen now because I have it saved locally. The idea is that it's obviously Brock Purdy playing the banjo. You'll see that there's like some weird cloud behind him. So behind him is like a whole bunch of fried okra.
Yeah.
And so there's good old Brock strumming his banjo. I think this is great because I'm a huge Brock Purdy fan. I think he's a lot of fun to watch. I'm really happy that he's playing well, except for last week. I think this is great. I'll give this one an 8. I'm feeling 8s all around today.
I'm ready to upgrade it. I just need to know, when did Brock Purdy have a beard?
I don't know. That's a great question. I've never seen him with a beard. I've only seen him babyface.
I actually wonder, is that Josh Allen also on Brandy's team?
I don't know. Do they look alike?
Enhance.
No, I'll get to the bottom of this.
All right.
Before I do that, but before we move on, we're going on to the new hot segment that gets everyone wet. It's Corby's crazy comments from the Yahoo message boards presented by Corby. And today we've got a spicy one. I have so many of these saved, and it's so hard for me to pick one every week. But I've got one. It's one from Russell Wilson. Brian says, Subway Country, let's fresh.
So do you think he's it's making fun of Russ? Do you think he's saying is Russ going to be working at Subway soon?
I think that's the notion, and that's why I thought it was so funny.
I mean, he's also been working at Subway. We all know that famous video of him. Oh, careful! It's spicy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
I forgot about.
What was that called? Wasn't his sandwich called something?
The Danger Russ sandwich.
Oh my god,
dude.
Careful. Now you want to talk about spooky season. That's some spooky.
Oh, dude, that guy's a sociopath. No doubt about it.
Now,
Russell Wilson?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, he's definitely got something going on.
What I find most impressive about this, Corby, is just looking at the top line here. So on the one hand, we talked about how there were 109 people in the chat last time. There were over 21,000 comments that Yahoo has just saved to a database somewhere, free text, and you're sorted by newest, and you still find these gems. You're not sorted by best. You're not looking for ones that everyone else is thumbsing up. You're in there. You're doing the dirty work. So I really appreciate that.
I'm in the trenches, man, and I've got a whole pocket full of them, and maybe one day I'll just like bust them all out, and we'll just go through all of them and just have a good old time.
Oh, I can bring a couple myself. I like that.
Well, speaking of new segments or newish segments, I got a new segment, and we're gonna call this segment Colin's Game Day. Do you want to play a game? Corby, you seen the new Saw movie yet?
I haven't. I actually just watched the first two again for the first time in a long time. I'm going to go see it very soon.
You guys gonna go see the new Taylor? Do you guys wives like Taylor Swift? You gonna see the? I heard it's almost like 3 hours long.
Yeah, Brandy already went.
Oh really?
Yeah.
My mom said it was really good.
Brandy went the day of and said she said it was amazing. So
Was she dressed up?
I don't think so.
My mom went dressed up. She said people are like dressed as different eras, you know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. That's cool though. I'm glad
Alex
she
is
liked
kind
it.
of like Corby in the fact that she's a little bit counterculture. So no, Alex is not into that.
Right. All right. Anyway, Colin's Game Day. We're gonna play a game I made. Can you guys close your eyes while I share my screen?
Yes.
All right. So don't look because it's gonna be a power Corby or a Fitzy. All right, you're laughing, but you're closing your eyes now. So.
I'm closing my eyes just because I don't know if you were trying to hide a surprise or if you just didn't want to get embarrassed by the. All right, is it working?
All right, is it working?
No, just tell me when.
Yeah, who's that comment about? Ooh,
right.
This is gonna be fun.
All right, so this is inspired by Corby's comment, or Corby's segment.
Oh my
So
god!
I'm pulled comments, and I want you to guess who it's about. So some of them are funny, some of them are just like true, some of them are stupid. The twist is that every single one of these players is either owned by one of you two right now or last year. So hopefully you remember your teams last year a little
fuck.
bit.
No.
Because I didn't want to. It could be hard if it's just any player in the league, you know.
Oh, that's so fun.
So you guys, it was either on your team right now or last year at some point, or actually, if they ended on your team, because I just looked at the rosters at the end of last year.
Gotcha.
All right, so you guys ready? You guys get the conceit?
Yes.
All right. Here's the first one. This is by Sean, not you, Sean. I don't think, although it might be. I'll never forget coming out of college. This dude has the craziest cake for a football player. Man had the entire bakery. And if you need a hint, I can tell you who. I mean, I don't know if you guys have someone in mind, but I'll tell you this. Sean, he was on your team last year. Can you think of anyone on your team last year?
I know. I know who it is.
Oh, do you really?
I think I have a guess.
All right. Betsy, do you have any idea?
Is it? Let me just ask before I do this. Is it cheating to look at what my team was?
No,
last
go
year?
ahead. Why not? I don't
Okay.
care. Because you
I'm
know your
definitely
team
not
now.
It's so funny.
Ended on my team last year. So first thought would be, I know Jeff Driscoll's got some tush to his push. I'm gonna go with Jeff Driscoll.
Corby, what were you gonna say?
I'm gonna guess Jalen Hurts.
Oh, because
So the only reason I'm guessing that is because of the way that he stands when he hikes the ball.
right.
His ass is like it's fat, dude.
Well, this comment might have, in fact, been made by Sean Fitzgerald because the answer is Jeff Driscoll. Who I don't think he had that big of a butt.
Woo! I'm thinking
There he
about.
is in college, which the comment alluded to. So I don't know. Is it that big?
What?
It's also like, are they
What?
see-through? Like, what's going on down there? I don't know.
It's a little stinky.
All right. This one is by Prince. This one should be easy. Probably the least explosive RB in the NFL. No change of speed or direction. That's critical to have. Who would you describe that? Who do you think that describes?
Well, I know that I owned Najee Harris last year. So
Corvez, I was hoping you'd just chime right in.
Yeah. I was gonna say it's either Najee Harris or Joe Mixon.
Yep.
Definitely Joe.
Oh.
Definitely Najee. Najee sucks.
All right, Argentino says Argentino. Imagine where Uncle Rico would be today if Coach just put him in rather than these scrubs. They would be state champions.
Gardner? Minshew?
Oh,
That's a great guess.
that's really good. That's
But
really good.
Was he on either of your teams last year or right now? I don't know.
No, he's not on my team right now. I had him.
Gardner
a few weeks
Minshew
ago.
finished the league or finished the year on my team.
Oh.
The year on my team.
Well, it's a little less creative than that. It's actually Rico Dowdle because his name is Rico. So, but
Okay.
man, that would have been a better comment for Gardner Minshew.
Okay.
Was Rico Dowdle on your team, Corby?
Oh,
Rico Dowdle was on this, so they did this last week because I was going to do it for last week before we got Chris as
Got
a
it.
guest, but it just would have added way too much, time. Nicholas with a strange spelling. He looks like Jim Carrey banged Eli Manning. Who would you describe that as?
let me look at my fucking team. I guess I don't know. I can't
Alright.
do this
Oh,
like
I'll
off
say
the dome.
Corby.
Oh,
Okay, Fitzy, do you want to guess?
it's Daniel Jones.
It's Daniel Jones.
Oh, okay.
Corby was on your team last year.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
he
if I said,
definitely
he
does
does look like Jim
that.
Carrey.
He kind of does look
That's
like
kind of
him.
an Eli thing.
Yeah,
too.
when they say bang to Eli, they really just mean and put on a blue shirt, right? Like,
I can kind of see that. I don't know.
I can kind of see the Eli.
Cade. When I sit, he does good, but when I start him, he doesn't do good. This is someone who was on Corby's team last year and is on Fitzy's team this year.
okay. I've got it, Corby. Do you want to make a first guess?
Let me just.
Fitzy's too good at this game, man. He's a fucking.
Fitzy's too good at this.
Well,
game.
I'm looking at Corby's team last year.
Oh, do you
and
have
it's
them all
not
up right
Justin
now?
Herbert. So
Oh, my bad. I didn't know you had it all up right now. Maybe I shouldn't have been so quick with the hint.
I have no idea.
Fitzy, what do you
it's
think it is?
Cortland Sutton.
Oh no, it's Drake London.
What?
Oh, it's Drake London. Yeah, that makes sense
Wow.
too.
Who, by the way, it must be like he must have been a huge basketball prospect because when I googled him, like more than half of the pictures were of him playing basketball.
Really?
So and then
Okay.
I didn't look too much into it, but he was like one of the top basketball prospects in the nation in high school.
Did you
Good
know
for
this
him.
basketball?
Yeah, he's one of those guys, except he doesn't play tight end. R says, okay, so this fried chicken and watermelon or grits and gravy. This is just funny to me that someone was asked this in the comment. It has nothing to do with the guy, but he was on Corby's team last year, and he was on my team this year before I dropped him.
That's sort of incredible. And look at how close the voting
And
is here.
What, you guys have a take? I don't know if I've ever had grits.
Grits
Where's
are pretty good. I like grits. It's kind of. I don't really know how to
Potato?
describe it. I don't. It's like. It's kind of like creamy. It kind of reminds me of what's that? I don't know. It's like cream. I don't know. It's like creamy, ricey kind
We've
of.
had the real
it's,
stuff down south, huh?
Yeah, it's okay. I like fried chicken though. Fried chicken, I'm in.
So
I like the idea of this being like the Kansas City defense, but I'm gonna throw out there. This feels like something that would be said on a Samaje Perine.
it's Samaje Perine, Kratos over here, Black Kratos.
Are you kidding me? You're so good at this. What the fuck?
Well, yeah,
Oh, he's giving us hints, man.
Okay.
most boomer bust player in fantasy. Who is it?
I'm gonna give a guess, but Corby, you go first.
Brandon Cooks.
Brendan Ayuk.
Oh, Brandon.
It's Gabe
Ayuk.
Davis.
Oh,
Okay.
right.
Okay.
For me, just what is the word? He epitomizes boomer bust.
Yeah, he really does.
He was on, like I said, he was on Fitzy's team last year to end the year. I must have dropped him or something. This guy being a dumpster fire in the middle of Ukraine cost me to lose this week. What does this mean? I don't know what that means. And to be honest, I forgot who this was about because I put this together, before Chris's episode. So I forgot who it's.
Who the fuck is this? Who is this?
I'll say Dare Kumbawale.
I'm gonna say Calvin Ridley because he's a dumpster fire.
No, it's not either of those guys. I forget who it is. Oh, it's Max. That's terrible. He was on Fitzy's team this year, right?
He's
Nice
terrible.
picture too. He looks so happy.
He's terrible.
Yeah. For some reason, I keep him even though I have Kelsey. I just for some reason feel bad for him. I love this guy. I don't know what it means. Why does he feel bad?
For some reason, I feel bad for him.
Tight end. I don't remember whose team or when he was. I think he was on one of your two teams last year. Who was your tight ends last year? I don't know.
Well, Corby had Travis Kelsey.
I had
I had
Kelsey
Jeff
last
Driscoll.
year,
So I don't think it was last year.
That was your tight end.
Is it Logan
of the
Thomas?
year,
It's not
yeah.
Logan Thomas.
Uh,
I have no
It's-
idea who it is.
what about last week? Did you have different tight ends, guys? Either of you guys?
I had Jake Ferguson.
And I had Logan Thomas. I'll say. You know what? Before I had Logan Thomas, who did I have? Oh man.
I'm sure that's it. I'm sure whoever it was is.
All right, it's that one.
It's probably
What-
Logan Thomas.
It's
remind me.
Tyler Higbee.
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
I'm
it was
guessing
Tyler.
you have.
Yep, that is correct.
I feel bad for him.
What? What does that mean?
So
I don't have Kelsey, but I have. It was his throwing shoulder. He's done for the year. He can't throw with either shoulder. That's tough.
Wow. Is it who the hell is it Mac Jones again?
Well, someone who hurt their shoulder.
I mean, yeah, my first thought is like Deshaun Watson, but I don't think he's
That's
on
a
either
great
team,
guess.
right?
Josh Allen also hurt his shoulder.
Well, he can throw though.
Oh, is it Anthony Richardson?
It's Anthony Richardson.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Again, this was last week before, so
That
yeah,
sucks.
it's a little
I'm
confusing.
sad.
Yeah, he got shut down. So great trade for you, Corby.
I feel terrible about it.
Yeah, it's a bummer, but it sucks obviously as a football fan. But good for you for getting assets while you can, selling
Lucky.
kind of high, I guess. I saw this guy at Trader Joe's. He's got tiny hands.
Joe
I
Burrow.
think we have a few more of these. That's a good guess. Yeah, you have Joe Burrow.
It's Daniel Jones again.
Oh, that's a little trick. Put the same guy twice. He's on your team right now, Corby. It's not Joe Burrow.
Jared Goff.
It's
Calvin
Jackson
Ridley.
Smith and Jigba. Who I don't know anything about his hands, but
Dude,
that's
that picture is crazy. What the
I don't know
fuck
if
is
he's playing
going on
rugby.
here?
Yeah, is he playing rugby?
Oh, he's
I
playing
don't
rugby.
know.
That's
With chin
sick.
straps on his lip. I don't know.
All right, come on,
I
Jackson.
think,
Let's
I
pick
think
it
this
up
might
here,
be the
buddy.
last one. All right. Oh no, never mind. Poop Scott. Patrick says, ha ha ha. Says
I
Evan.
wonder who this is about. I'm gonna guess Dak Prescott.
Yeah, it's either him or Justin Herbert. I'm gonna lean with Corby here.
It is Dak Prescott. Here he is in his
Oh.
underwear.
He's looking good.
All right, so this one's from Colin. He says, probably the greatest running back of all time. The ball floats right into his hands, slides in like butter. Teammates call him Big Dairy for the way he churns that milky ball down the sidelines to the end zone for a touchdown. That's 6 points for Big Dairy, they say, as they hoist his creamy buttocks aloft to the heavens. Austin says, to be honest, I don't know what to think of this. Who do you guys think this is about?
Cam Akers.
That's a great
It's Cam Akers.
It's either Cam Akers or DeAndre Swift, or I don't know. Is he on your team?
He was on my team.
He was on your team. Elijah Mitchell.
So those are all great guesses. This is the comment I would have made about Theo Riddick if he was in the league. But that comment actually was in fact in David Montgomery's. I just had to put it somewhere.
Okay.
But I didn't really mean it about David Montgomery.
Of
even though it's
course.
true. So that's the game. I think Fitzy won, so there's a little prize. Corby, I can't see anything, but can you close your eyes because this is only for Fitzy. So don't tell him what it is, okay? Are you closing your eyes? Can
My
you
eyes
see
are closed.
Fitzy? All I see is a slideshow, so I can't see.
All I see is the slideshow. Yeah.
All right. Okay. Are you ready? Here we go.
Okay.
Don't tell Corby, okay? All right. So it's over. Oh, don't look, Corby.
I'm not looking.
All right, you're good. You can look now.
All right.
You'll have to see when the episode airs, or I
Oh,
guess
I will certainly
when you
will
edit,
not be-
or maybe I'll edit this part.
I certainly will not be watching this part of the podcast because I don't deserve it. I didn't win.
Oh, that's true. So that was a little game. Maybe we'll play some other games later. I did write some other ones down, but when Fitzy or Corby started doing his segment, I was like, oh, that'd be a fun idea.
That's
Well,
a really fun game.
Little game.
I really like it. I'm really bad at it,
We love
obviously.
the discussion boards here on this pod. We love them.
If you have a comment that you really like on the discussion board, post it below.
Oh, that's great. That's a great prompt. Let's get into week 6. And let's start with Adam and Brandy. We got a bit of a league powerhouse here. We got Diamond Hands, Adam, going against Brandy, who's fresh off a win, finally, getting another win, and clawing to get that last spot. We're full swinging by apocalypse, so projections are low, looking low for everybody. Adam is starting Braxton Berrios. That's where we are, guys. Do you think he can get it done? I think that Adam will win. I don't like to pick Adam. I'm an Adam hater, certified hater. But it's just to be fair, Brandy doesn't have a defense yet. But hopefully Deshaun. Well, not hopefully, but if Deshaun Watson is back, I think Cooper will be good. I'll pick Adam. Sure. I usually don't pick him.
Shit, this is close. Because I feel I like Fitzy. I like Brandy's core roster obviously first, but Adam's got the higher ceiling with Lamar and Waddle and stuff, and Kelsey obviously. So I feel like his studs will probably carry him to another win, but I'm gonna say Brandy pulls an upset and give me Brandy. Let's do it.
So yeah, my gut reaction was just I look at the projections. It's gonna be Adam, right? Adam, you mentioned bye week hell. He's got a couple guys on bye. Kyron Williams is out. Unfortunate for him, right? I was tempted to say until Patrick Mahomes goes on by, he's got like the cakeist schedule for quarterbacks, and it's going to be tough to pick against Adam until then. But then I looked down the rest of his team, and I did see something in the league chat. I saw Adam say, all my players are available, trading for a running back. I don't think I want any of the guys starting like at the flex. I'm ready to antagonize Adam again. Brandy's going to even this projection out when they put the defense in. So Brandy's got a free 8 points to project. I don't see a way for it's close to lock of the week. It's in consideration, but give me Brandy.
And everyone, as always, we welcome back Sir Coin.
The coin has decreed that Adam is going to get the win.
Oh boy.
Oh, look at this! Look at this stinker coming up! My God, these projections are crazy. We've got Mike versus Chris here, where Mike's projected for 107, Chris projected for 101. Obviously, things have not been set yet. Mike is once again trying the tight end roulette with Luke Musgraves here. Hopefully, it will work out for him this time. I don't think that it does. Give me Chris.
Yeah, I really want to start picking Mike more because I do think he's got the juice to get it done. Unfortunately, he does not have the opportunity for accruing any further regret points this week. When Mike drafted his team, he had already circled he's going to lose in week 7. You got CeeDee Lamb, Garrett Wilson, and now Zach Wilson all on bye. Not to mention one of Mike's actually truly most consistent players, the Jets defense, isn't there for him either. Really respect keeping them on the bench because someone else is going to pick him up. I mean, you could drop him and pay $5 for him next week, but not seeing that being done, I don't see a way for Mike to get it through here, and this one is going to be my lock of the week on Chris Cloud.
Just echoing what Fitzy said, I think Mike is the last person who, if there's one person who would be affected by the bye weeks, who needs to not have bye weeks, it's Mike's. He's got CeeDee Lamb and Garrett Wilson, and his defense, his great defense on bye. So that's a no-go for Mike. Who will be starting AJ Dillon with Aaron Jones probably playing, Darius Slayton, Khalif Raymond, and Kadarius Toney. So these kind of starts are not what you want to see, and we'll see how bad it gets if Roshan doesn't play. I guess he would play Jerick McKinnon maybe. So we might have a sub-100 projection, which would be just wonderful. Chris's projection is obviously false. He's got 3 zeros that he can just put any of his awesome depth guys in, so he'll be fine. Yes, Chris. That's Chris, and I would do lock. I feel like it's a little too easy, low-hanging fruit, but any given Sunday, if this could be a trap game. So good for you, Fitzy. We'll see how that goes.
I appreciate you trying to make it interesting. I'm trying to crawl out of a hole. I'm on a heater right now. I've got the longest winning streak for lock of the week at 2 right now. Trying to keep it rolling. The coin is going to make it a full round of Chris here, and the coin wants some more Chris. Because our next matchup is another Chris Bowl with Chris Colby taking on Chris P. Projections pretty close right now. And this is our first matchup where I don't think the projections are going to change much. Do you guys know if Tyler Lockett's playing? I didn't see that Q tag on him before.
He's always questionable. He'll probably play.
Yeah, it's a hamstring thing, and he'll be fine.
Yeah, so it really comes down to the fact for me that Chris P has 4 quarterbacks on his roster, and he's only going to be able to get one of them to score points this week. Between that and the fact that I believe that Tyson Bagent is going to put up more than 9 points. So for that reason, I'm going to tip the scales into my friend Colby's favor. So, Chris, we'll have you on the pod next week to discuss this, but I'm taking you.
Again, this is so. I feel like Chris P's got the higher ceiling, but unfortunately, he's got the handicap of only having one starting quarterback, and that quarterback is Russell Wilson, which is not great, obviously. I just think Eckler, he only had 10 points last week. I think he's going to do a lot more this week against Kansas City. I feel like that will hopefully be a shootout for him. And I still love Puka Nacua, and AJ Brown's a freak. But I guess. Yeah. I'll take Chris Colby for those reasons. Except for Jaleel McLaughlin. Yikes.
Would you rather have Jaleel McLaughlin or Curtis Samuel right now? Because Curtis Samuel has been sneaky awesome.
Right. Yeah. So I mean, obviously, fucking what's his name? Curtis. You just said his name. I couldn't even say it.
Yeah. You love to see a Chris Bowl, especially one with such starting quarterbacks as Tyson Badgett, Russ Wilson finally, showing his true colors, and no quarterback. We're gonna see some historic quarterback performances in this matchup. Jalen Hurts is there though, and I think for that reason and that reason alone, I'll take Chris Colby. As a two quarterback league, those are your point getters. Bryce Young's already bad enough. The fact that he's on bye and all you got is Russ Wilson against Green Bay, a good defense. I think I'm gonna go Chris Colby. He's also got some solid starters. I like Jaleel McLaughlin. So is it McLaughlin or McLaughlin?
We'll have to ask Chris next week.
I really don't know. Well, let's try to get Jaleel on the show and we can ask him ourselves.
Maybe he's on Cameo or something. But yeah, I'll be taking Chris. He's got Jalen Hurts, who is, a quarterback.
The coin, you're right. I did not announce that the coin has picked Chris P. And our next matchup here is kind of a sneaky good one. It's Eric versus Taylor. Taylor with the chance to even the record against Taylor here. He's 3-3 compared to Eric's 4-2. Eric's dealing with quite a few guys on bye this week between CJ Stroud, Nico Collins, Dameon Pierce. I mean, basically Houston's on bye is what I mean to say there. And that surprisingly hurts Eric's team quite a bit. I am going to keep this one kind of short as of right now without Jamar Chase for Eric, without those Houston guys. I think Taylor's got the juice to get it done here. Did you guys see that Deshaun Watson is dealing with a micro tear in his rotator cuff?
I have no idea. Well, I don't even know what that means.
Me neither. And also, it wasn't the medical professional. It was Deshaun Watson who said it to the media. I love that.
Fuck that guy.
And he also said, I don't know if I'll be playing this week, next week, 2 weeks. So, it's up in the air for him. We might be seeing a lot of, what's his name?
PJ Walker.
PJ Walker.
Love PJ Walker.
Yeah.
So, yeah, who are you picking here, Colin?
I mean, Jamar Chase is on bye. That's Eric's, he's a great player. And then I love Taylor starting, at least right now, Gardner Minshew right there, who will, obviously is going to start. Well, I don't know if they're going to keep up with that projection. It's a little insulting, in my opinion, to a very good quarterback. But that's like his totem. Gardner Minshew, so I respect that. Love continuing to start Jameis Williams. What a sweet touchdown last game. So, I mean, give me Taylor because it's Taylor. I don't care if he's starting Gus Edwards and Zach Charbonnet. I don't care. I'll take Taylor.
That is my exact hang-up here in this lineup, is that Zach Charbonnet, Miami defense against Philly makes me absolutely sick to my stomach. He's on bye. He's got Thielen's taking a break. He needs to recharge his 31-year-old batteries. Maybe Jeff Wilson gets off of IR and he can get slotted in and he can do Miami Dolphins things. But of course, no Watson, then no QB. That's not good. Fuck it. I'll take Taylor too.
Shout out to Eric for having a full roster.
Let's get through this one really quickly here. This is gonna fucking suck. It's me versus Tyler. I'm gonna get shellacked. My team's awful. Give me Tyler.
I'm not going to agree with you, Corby, but you said this one before. I think we started recording. The fact that you are currently rostering not one, not two, but 3 Raiders quarterbacks at this point in the week. I imagine, I know you're going to get that down to just 1 or 2. You keep Jimmy G no matter what. Other than that, it's Cincinnati being on bye with Joe Burrow, T. Higgins. They haven't been great, but
T. Higgins sucked. That guy, it doesn't matter if I put him in my lineup. He's going to give me 4 fucking points regardless. He sucks.
He's unowned in my dad's weird league where only the top 32 receivers get owned. I can't pick him up. I can't drop so it's sad to see it. Tyler's also missing his second star, I would call him. That's Breece Hall. Breece Hall not playing. As of right now, he no longer has the guts to start Josh Dobbs. So I'm tempted to pick you for that reason, Corby. But yeah, with the buys, I got to go with Tyler here.
I'm also going to pick Tyler. I think Corby said it all. Tyler's got a decent team. And I think Corby's got a decent team, but just not this week. Week 11, I think, right? They're saying he'll come back. H-Chan, what is it, after the bye, right?
Yeah, he's only going to miss 4 games. So this
all right. So week 11 is what Corby's at. That's when his ceiling will be revisited.
Great.
You won't have to start. I don't know who you take out for him. But you'll have your choice. But maybe T. Higgins. But yeah, give me Tyler.
And the coin is going to be on Corby Island here. Interesting strategy here. The coin really could pull ahead if you win it for them.
The coin is fucking stupid. And finally, the moment we've all been waiting for. In one corner, we've got the Irishman, Sean Fitzgerald, hailing from Middletown, Connecticut, or wherever he's from. Higginham, sure. And then in this other corner, we've got the Irishman. We've got Colin, hailing from Chicopee. One of these white boys is going to come out on top. The other is going to be battered and bloody and left in a pile of semen and sweat. We've got Sam Howell versus Justin Herbert. We've got Baker Mayfield versus Mac Jones. 4 turds enter, 1 turd leaves.
Whoa!
No, I'm just kidding. This one will be fun and close. I hope McCaffrey plays to keep it close. Javonte sucks. That sucks. Sorry, Fitzy. Give me Colin as my lock of the week.
I was going to say, I can't help but notice that both of you were saving your lock of the week for this one. I just think this is going to be a good matchup. It's currently Yahoo's projected number 1 and number 2 scoring teams in our league this week. It really hurts that Dak Prescott put his big boy pants on and then immediately sat down because I got Mac Jones starting against Buffalo. That's really kind of the tough spot here. Beyond that, if Christian McCaffrey plays, I like my chances. If he does not play, it's time for me to fire up. Who would I put in for him? Oh, is Deontay Johnson actually going to play this week?
Yeah, he's supposed to. He's supposed to.
Looks like I might not be starting
Zach Evans,
Javonte Williams.
Javonte.
Yeah, he'd be the guy I'd take out. I don't need 7.2 points. So yeah, with all that said, I'm going to believe in myself just this week. It's me getting the win. Colin, who are you going to lock in here? I'm really curious to see who you're going to make your lock of the week.
I wasn't saying it on purpose. I just kind of forgot. I think I also just didn't feel that strongly about the matchups. And I think if this was last week's, then yeah, it would have been an easy lock. But I don't really feel that way after putting up 120. So it is a little more tough. And I almost was going to pick you, Fitzy, to win, which I don't know if I've ever really done. Not picked myself to win, but I saw what Buffalo defense did to Sam Howell, and they're about to do, I think, much worse to Mac Jones. I think we're about to get some Zappy time or some Cunningham time, or I think this is the game where they pull the plug on Mac Jones. But that being said, I'm still starting. Jalen Warren, he is what he is. He's great, but he's still like a second string running back. And Keontae Ingram. So that's who I'm starting this week.
Oh my God.
For some reason, Yahoo is still projecting David Montgomery to play, even though everyone has said, "Oh, it'll be a few weeks." If Debo plays, that'll be nice. But I'll just put in Wandale if not. I don't feel that bad about that, So I'm also going to pick myself. I'll lock myself in. Fitz, you have a good team. I've had you ranked high. I had you 4th when we did our power rankings. I think I had you 2nd. I think you've had some bad breaks. I like your team. Yahoo likes your team. You keep being projected high, despite Jacoby Myers continuing to be underprojected. What a great pick there. So yeah, give me on the lock of the week, but it won't be a cakewalk. It's not a cake lock.
And it'll be 2 versus 2 as the coin is on my side. Yeah, excited to see that one play out there, Colin.
Yeah, I'm I guess excited, sure, sure, if that's what you want to call it. But I might not be as excited about that. But you know what I am as excited about? Bets of the week. It's time to go over last week bets before we make our own new bets. So let's talk. We quite last week was a bet heavy week. Spoiler alert, I lost a lot of money. So let's go over the first one. Fitzy, why don't you take this first one? You're a connoisseur of this.
So who will earn the most Yahoo points this week? It was Colin versus Fitzy versus Chris and Corby in a round robin, not round robin, but a race to the finish. Who's going to earn the most? Starting at the bottom, we had Colin with negative 35. Corby stayed flat somehow with exactly 0. I was the best of the co-hosts at +2, and Chris Cloud hit the launch button for 39 Yahoo points.
My God.
Good for you, Chris.
Next one, I can't believe I got to go back and listen because I don't remember it being me versus everyone. I don't remember everybody saying yes, but if so, I'll take it because I said that Taylor will continue to grow his Yahoo points, and he went +4. I think that he's been exactly like even every week of the year, but because of where he's ranked, his competition is always higher than him. He just keeps slowly gaining when he goes 1-1.
So he must have lost in $100 league, I'm guessing,
Must
because he
have.
won this. Yeah, I remember that this was everyone against you because I was like, oh, you only have to bet 5 and you'll win 15, and you were like, no, I'm betting 15 and I'll win 15
Right.
because I don't know math. So that's how I know
That's
that
right.
this
Thank
was
you.
true. So I brought this next one to the table. I said that Mike is going to gain regret points, and it ended up being true, but that's not what the bet was because he had Zach Wilson on his bench. It boiled down to, will Zach Wilson outscore either Geno Smith or Ritter? He did not. Zach put up almost 11. Geno had 13, and Ritter had 18. So Mike, I mean, when we recorded, he picked the right quarterbacks, but when he played them, he had Zach. He put in Zach Wilson. Not that it would have mattered. He still would have lost, but the regret points continue to pile up. Fitzy will continue to monitor that situation.
The next matchup here, and I'm calling it a matchup because it was a 1v1, Corby. You challenged me to Jaleel versus Javante, where Jaleel McLaughlin got 6.2 points on the week, and Javante got 7.2 points. I don't know if you were watching this. He won this one because I was losing by a point. Javante scores a 2-point conversion to give me the 1-point victory.
Yeah, sure does.
Yeah, shades of when I beat him with Tutu Atwell last second touchdown. Corby, you're the heartbreak kid, in the sense that your heart keeps breaking in the last second. How's your morale?
It's not good.
All right. Next up, we got Colin. We got Colin versus Chris. This is a bet between it's Colin versus Chris is the bet, but the bet was between Fitzy and Chris Cloud, because Chris picked himself to lose, and Fitzy said, "Well, if you pick yourself to lose, I'll bet you that you win." And Chris said, "Okay," and he won. He beat me by 30. He really he kind of pulled my pants down and smacked my bare bottom. So good for you, Chris, for beating me, but bad for you for losing $5. Speaking of losing $5, let's go over this last one, where I bet Sam Howell and Baker Mayfield would outscore Jared Goff and Joe Burrow. And Sam Howell held up his end of the bargain. What happened with Baker? He's been having a decent year, but the cracks, I guess, finally started to show. That post buy, maybe he, filmed too many commercials or something. He wasn't looking good. And the irony is that I remember Corby was like, "Oh, I'll bet you." Corby, you were like, "I think I won't." You wouldn't bet me that Goff would. You wouldn't do it with Goff, but you would do it with Burrow. Of course, Howell outscored Burrow, but not Goff. Howell, he would have put up more probably if it was closer. But I mean, it was like 24-7. They didn't need him. Threw 3 touchdowns for like 150 yards. You know what I love about this? You know what I love about Sam Howell here is that now, like, I'm in these 10-team leagues in Yahoo. They don't have 12 teams, these private leagues. And now people are like streaming him. He's not just like a waiver fodder anymore. People are finally starting to see the truth that I've been seeing since the beginning of the year. So great job, Sam Howell. Probably be getting a jersey by the end of the year. When you put all your trust in someone and he hits it, it feels good. I will not be getting a Cam Akers jersey. So good. There you go, Corby. You got $5. You want a couple bets here, so you know.
Yay!
There you go. Anyone got any new bets to bring to the betting table?
I got a couple here for you as we've been going through this. So yeah, I've got one or two.
Let's hear one.
Sure. So we saw a couple of low projected quarterbacks, and right now somehow Mac Jones is projected for more points than Gardner Minshew. I know how you feel about this one, Colin. So I'm gonna offer this up to both of you. I'll just say that Yahoo knows something that we don't. Mac Jones will outscore Gardner Minshew this week.
You think Mac Jones will?
Yeah, sure. I mean, that's what Yahoo says, right?
Yeah. Cleveland's like a historic defense this year. I think they've allowed the fewest yards. Not that yards are a fantasy stat, but or it is an offense. But I don't know how they've been doing in fantasy. Let me check real quick.
They've been like pretty middle of the road for fantasy, but
And
like
a fine
historic
starting
historic for actual football.
Right, exactly. Like actual football, they're awesome. Fantasy, they've been okay.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I'll take Gardner over Mac easy.
I'm not going to touch this one. I don't want to put my faith in either of these guys.
How soon they forget about Gardner Minshew?
He threw 3 picks last week. Had like one of the worst.
He's rusty.
What are you talking about? He's played a lot this year. He's rusty.
A little rusty. He's had a couple games. Yeah, but he sat all last year and for most of last year.
Okay.
I got it.
Yeah, let's hear it.
All right, so I have a quarterback on a team by name of Sam Howell. They call him. They call him Sammy Salami. Sammy Slam Dunk Sammy. They call him Slam Howell. The bet is, I think, out of all the quarterbacks, out of all of us, I think Sam Howell will have the most rushing yards. Starting quarterbacks.
Yes.
Yeah.
I had Jared Goff and Brian Hoyer.
Wait. Oh, you don't have Justin Herbert in this league?
I have Justin Herbert.
Of course, yeah,
but, if you were to add rushing and receiving yards, maybe.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, no, that's silly. Of course,
it's silly for your team, maybe, but Justin Herbert's a good runner.
How many rushing yards does he have on the season?
17,
11, 27, 20.
All right, yeah, somehow 11, 13, 18, 40, but that's probably, I think that was one run. And then 19 and 3 last week. So it's not like,
Okay, it's not okay. I thought he was running a little bit more.
It's against the Giants defense. I feel like the Giants defense, I don't know. They're going to break contain. I would flip that around. I would bet on Sam Howell if you want the rest of it.
How you want me to bet against Sam Howell?
I got a different bet for you, Colin, because this was actually the other bet that I had here this week. And it's a straight up, I love doing when we're facing each other, some type of specialty matchup.
Okay.
I'm looking at our flex. I'm not going to bet on my flex. I'm looking at our running backs. You're not going to bet on your running backs.
Whoa.
It's going to come down to quarterbacks. I simply bet that my 2 quarterbacks are going to outscore your 2 quarterbacks.
Oh, we're going to have a redo of me and Corby's. That's tough because, obviously I don't believe in Mac Jones in the slightest. But, they're probably going to be a shootout in Kansas City. But, it's basically a Sam Howell bet, so I can't say no. So let's do it. The projections have it close. I think I'm edging you up by just a bit. Yeah, a couple points. So let's do it. Baker, I have faith in you, buddy.
I've got a bet.
All
This
right.
is for whoever wants it. It's somebody on Colin's team. It's Wan'Dale Robinson. I don't think that he'll have over 10 points this week.
Ooh, that's spicy. So Yahoo agrees with you.
I would absolutely take that bet.
Okay.
I think I'll have over 10.
I don't think I will.
And he's only done it once this year, which is a little bit surprising.
He's heating up right now, but
I'm kind of with Colin. I want to bet on one delay.
Okay. I'll take you both on. I'll bet 10 to win 10.
So those are my 2. Did either of you have any bets this week? Or any additional, I should say?
I wanted to make a weird tight end bet. Who are your guys' tight ends? You got Pat Fryermuth and you have Mark. Okay, you have Mark Andrews. I was gonna do a target bet for which of our tight ends will have the most targets, but
I'll take my tight end.
I will take Colin's tight end.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
You have Corby?
I have Michael Mayer, baby. He's in.
Fuck that
He's
dude.
heating up. The mayor of Corby Town.
What if instead of tight ends, Corby, it was you and I with tight ends and Colin with Rondell Moore?
Are you starting Rondell Moore
He's on my bench. I'm gonna start him.
for targets? How many? I don't even know how many this guy
Oh,
had last week. Let me double check that.
4.
4? Oh, God.
Wait, am I right? Oh no, he had 7 before catches. My bad.
I'll take Michael Mayer.
I'll take Pratt Fryermuth.
Total target.
Yeah, I'll take Rondale. Sure, why not?
I really love here that we've got back-to-back Rondale bets just on Colin's bench too. I didn't see that before. That's awesome.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's all the bets I got. And if that's it, can I get a confirmation?
Yes, that's it.
That's it.
All right. If that's it, then that's it. Let's close the big bets, the big book of bets. And as we close the big book of bets, so do we this episode of the Why Do Boys Play Games? Why Do Boys Make Podcast? Companion podcast of the Why Do Boys Play Games Fantasy Football League. I want to thank everyone for watching. Let's get this, and by let's I mean me mostly. Let's get this one upload. Let's get this up to one upload. Here we
First
go.
try. Let's do
First
it.
try. Let's go. Really hurt our analytics a bit. I asked people to watch.
You know,
it.
I feel a little bit better about not recording that one time last year. You know, a little bit. It's not. It's
because now me
very
and Fitzy
different.
have both. I mean, Corby have
Very
both.
different, but we've all had one little fuck up. Now, which is
Yes,
good.
that's good.
Definitely.
Yeah, Corby's was good though because I feel like you fixed it pretty quick. Like you got it down, and but mine was up for a while, so my apologies. Anyway, let's get this down to one upload. Get those numbers up. Leave some comments below. Chris Colby, get your buy a nice suit, get your hair cut, shave, because it sounds like you'll be on the pod soon. And do you guys want to give a shout out to anything?
Shout out to my bed. That's where I'm going next.
Shouts out to
Christina Applegate.
sure, I guess. Shouts out to whatever. Shouts out to Christina Applegate.
Yeah, let's give a quick shout out to Christina Applegate.
Like, subscribe, comment, all the things, ring the bell, blah blah blah. Thanks gamers. I'm Colin.
I'm suffering.
I'm dead inside. I'm
And
Corbin.
gamers, game on.
Like corn on the cob, check in with me and do your job. Lay on the bed and give me head. Don't have to ask, don't have to beg. SpongeBob is my name, sex is my game. Let's call the boys, let's run a train. Squeeze on my nuts, lick on my butt. The natural curly hair, please don't touch.